Welcome back to another episode of We Talk Fit.
With Mish and Dean.
Let's have a squizzy. Ready?
Oh, imagine opening your laptop up and the first thing I see is Meghan Markle. It was a news report of something. I saw the thing there and I'm like, oh.
Go on now.
What? I'm sitting. Okay, that's probably just as well.
That one.
Look at you go.
Check that all linked out. Oh.
Look at you go. I didn't know if it was too soon to go and get a second coffee, but I don't think I've got time now. I definitely don't have time now. You wanted to chat about social media, fitness, culture. Thanks.
Fifth one.
Just zooming in.
Zooming in a bit.
Social media, fitness culture, inspiration versus unrealistic expectations. Or is it a good starting point? Okay. Hit me.
Okay. So a lot of people will use social media either as a starting point to go, I want to look like that. Do you think it's a good starting point, or do you think that potentially it's an unrealistic expectation because of those people who've been training hard, long, eating right for so long? Most of
them. It's probably the same with any information, isn't it? It's a lot of people that are consuming that media won't be able to look far enough into it to know. So it's clickbait, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're going to look into what it actually takes to become this. Yeah. Like, I guess it's inspirational. Maybe it's not aspirational. So you can inspiration to go, okay, I'm going to take action because I want to look like that. If it's as simple as that, or I want to lift that weight, or I want to do that exercise or whatever. So you've been inspired to do something.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between that and then maybe it's going, okay, person X is aspirational, like to be, that's what I aspire to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we've got to be careful with this is certainly how I do it, how I try and slow down that information enough to say, okay, if you want to look like you want abs or you want these muscles or them muscles or you want to perform like this, then there's a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes, it's probably good to get initial point of contact, but
yeah, a good sort of starting point. But unless you actually deep dive into it and understand what it took for them to get there, then it can become an unrealistic expectation, and then I believe it has the potential opposite effect of, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and I can't get there. So being able to break it down with someone that you trust to help you, if you have to be able to then go, all right, it might be someone that you see in High Rocks and you really like their body, because that's a big thing at the moment. Everyone's trialing High Rocks, and
we chatted about it's like it's more of a functional type of
like
than normal just resistance training.
Just resistance training, yeah. So you might find someone in there that you aspire to be like, or you want to try and aim for that. But finding someone to break it down and actually help you get there, and what it takes to get there, and the training, the nutrition, or if it is bodybuilding, if you want to get into that, what it actually takes, breaking it down of what it actually takes to get to that level realistically.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you'll have people on that side of the fence where it's like, you might even have coaches that are on there. She was talking to me. It might even be that you'll have let's just say you see a coach on Instagram or whatever, and you could potentially reach out to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not hopefully to work with them or whatever, and you might get, that's going to be a bit more guided than just, I hate the word, but just an influencer, because I'm trying to play devil's advocate, right? Because I did say that, yes, it could be a good starting point. But the flip side of it is that you've got, let's just say young lads might see a certain exercise being performed by a certain person. Now, that person might be tremendous shape, as far as we would call it tremendous shape. And it could very well be that they've done that exercise twice.
Yeah.
And it might have nothing to do with how they look, the way they look, perform the way they perform, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about nutrition or supplementation yet.
Yeah.
like even just on an exercise point of view, I've seen some weird batshit crazy exercise, and I'm like, there's no way
They've got
you build delts like you've got delts by doing
from
that.
that. Yeah.
Like batshit crazy workout. Some of the stuff's really good, and I've seen some wicked things where I've gone, hold on a minute, that's like killer.
Yeah.
That's probably worth noting, I think, with that
The
discussion.
culture and everything that's online. And yeah, definitely the exercise. I agree with that. Seeing some of the stuff that people do, and you're like, dude, like,
Which makes it
I-
even harder to have that conversation with face-to-face clients.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants the cool, like, camera-friendly stuff. And you're like, wicked, let's have fun with them. But let's not forget the really, like, fundamental stuff.
I've spoken about it before, going back to your basics with your training, making sure that you've got your range of motion, you know, your technique and everything's looking good. And then every now and then, you know, throw those fun exercises in that look cool on social media. Oh, okay, cool. How'd that actually feel compared to doing that? I got way more out of that exercise than that one. It's like, there you go.
And you might even find some hybrid way of doing an exercise that your client, or with your own training, if it's, you know, not that client-coach relationship, they might even get, let's say it's a lat raise and you're doing it a slightly different way, they might get that more. And that's fine if it works out that way and you can come up with some... For body mechanics, so generally speaking, our body mechanics, find the right way of doing something for you, and it might not be the coolest thing that you've seen on Instagram. It sounds boring as...
Yeah.
But that's the reality, and we're up against that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We do it, you know, with our training. We try little variations of things that we might pick up on, and sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. Try and be open-minded.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, just remember that everything on social media that certainly has got traction for a reason. And it's not always because it's brilliant information. It could just be presented in the most attractive way by the most attractive person, perhaps, on both sides of the camp, or
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Just because it's really popular or looks cool doesn't guarantee substance.
Yeah.
No surprises on my thoughts on that one. But don't be against it all.
Yeah.
Like you say, I don't know why, but I always kind of come back to that younger generation looking at it. You always think like, are we giving them the right messages when they look? Because that's when you're more often than not desperately looking for inspiration, or
when you're that bit younger,
you're looking up for someone where you go, holy smoke, that's a bit of a goal, even if it's for 2 weeks, or then you change your role model or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't have the benefit of hindsight and trying and failing, and
no, they're in the middle of trialing and failing.
They're lost in the weeds, so they're looking for that, and it's so easy for something that looks cool and attractive to seem like it's
good. Yeah, that goes back to being a healthy role model a little bit again, sort of. Like you want to be able to, you know, what you're putting out there is actually realistic as a coach, as a trainer, for them to look up to too.
Yeah, absolutely. Better content.
And then you've got like your, which we can sort of tie in, is your differences in training. So online you've often got your muscle mummy compared to your Pilates princess.
Yeah.
And different sort of body shape goals and things like that, with expectations on what you want, what you don't want, and how actually both can be beneficial no matter what you do. But
like I've got male clients, female clients that do Pilates, yoga, train in the gym. Like, and I'm like the worst salesman in the world, but I'll sell both to them. Like, as in, what I mean is I'll talk to them about both things and how that can help this and this can help that.
Yeah. I do the same. Yeah.
But if I want to use that comparison of those two fields. So you've got like, what Muscle Mummy did you say? So Muscle Mummy, Pilates Princess. How many Pilates Princess on, let's say, Instagram do you see that sell or talk about, this is a routine that I do 3 times a week. This is a routine that I do 5 times a week to look like this.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, they didn't sculpt their body by doing that.
But
Now, I'm not saying there's not outliers,
Mhm.
but generally speaking, that will be alongside strength training
Yeah, something else as well.
of some description.
Yeah.
That's where I start having a bit of an issue with it.
When you're fake presenting it, essentially.
Yeah.
Marketing it.
In the same way that you'll see people talk about, I've got abs like this from this workout. Now, the workout will have a big part to play in that, but guess what's going to have an even bigger part to play in it? The nutrition. But it doesn't sound cool to say, oh, if you do this, and if you do this, and if you do this, you may look like this.
Mhm.
That's not going to be
You're not selling
the best Instagram reel, is
and
it?
you're not selling it either.
So, yeah, that's why I'm always drawn towards if someone's got good content, but it's actually got substance. But I'm old and boring, so.
I mean, you want realistic out there, not fake marketing. And then you got people trialing it. You're like, oh, this person does this, this, and this, and I'm trialing it, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then they feel like they've failed, but it's because of the content that's been put out there.
Yeah, and there's no accountability from the person that put that out there either. And that's the case.
So you sort of want to make sure, essentially being aware of what is being put on social media and actually doing a little bit of a deep dive into it yourself to figure out if it has substance to it to be able to help you with your goals or not.
Yeah, I want to be really harsh. I've actually had this conversation with someone this week about resistance training versus Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Yep.
I would still prioritize the strength.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I'm trying to downgrade the benefits of Pilates. I just feel that there's more benefits from the strength stuff than if you were only doing one or the other.
Yeah.
I know it's not a battle, and the two important things. I'm going to put Pilates down the side of like range of motion and obviously I know some Pilates like goers or even instructors that I know, like I couldn't do some of the stuff they do on a reformer bench.
Yeah,
like absolutely no way. So I get that that's really difficult, and that's the top end.
Type of training, yeah.
And I think that's an interesting one that I would still prioritize
strength.
If you could only do one.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I agree with you though before. Like you said, they have benefits for each other and they cross over and it can help you with both.
Yep.
Because I have lots of clients who do a bit of both because they don't necessarily love just going to the gym. They don't necessarily love just doing Pilates, but they can feel the benefit in their range of motion.
I've got a male client that he super strong and powerful guy. Range of motion was limited, just through work factors and previous training and stuff. And he probably a year ago started doing some Pilates once a week, alongside like the training he does here with me. And then the difference in his mobility and stuff was unbelievable. Which then,
but that's the point, isn't it?
It's like we'd opened up another avenue of how we could take the moves we were doing, and which we're always looking for that range.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware, and I actually, like I said, I actually try and push both if they can work and
if they're
schedule.
Not, and especially if a client's not, they don't want to get into either do just a session of some stretching / yoga moves or anything with you, so that you can help because they feel like they're not working hard enough or something like that.
Yeah.
And they won't do it on their own. Pushing for a class or something every now and then, and doing that sort of thing.
Whatever's going to get you to work on that stuff.
If that's going to get you to a point of working on your mobility, on your range of motion, go to a class of yoga.
If that's what gets you doing it, then or if it's following an app that says, oh, there's this 20-minute morning mobility routine or whatever,
Mhm.
if that's what gets you doing it, then
Yeah.
that's more important.
Yeah.
But like the reason I went into that a little bit was because, like I say, we've both probably witnessed, oh, I look like this. This is my regular routine. And it's like, you're talking absolute horseshit. Like you just don't build that
Foundation from that.
muscle mass, let's put it, doing some of the moves that I've seen trying to be sold as them using.
Yeah.
Sorry to play.
Clickbait.
Well, that's the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then equally as and almost more important with the clickbait side of stuff is I don't want to make it natty versus steroids, but like that's a huge part of the same conversation as like with women and men, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like these looks that are achievable by this workout routine. It's like you can do that with clinical level of accuracy and precision in movement and stuff, and you ain't going to compete with let's just downturn it a bit. You ain't going to compete with brilliant nutrition. And if you put brilliant nutrition with some help from other supplements, when I'm talking supplements like anabolics and things, then you ain't going to compete with that. I'm going to put it out there. That doesn't mean you can't look amazing natural.
There's a lot of amazing.
It's not what I'm saying.
Out there.
Yeah, definitely.
But their level of commitment to their nutrition, to their training, to their sleep, to their water intake, to all those little tabs that you've got to get right, you get that beautiful natural physique, if that's what you're looking for, or if whatever. But yes, you're not going to compete with that, and with the anabolic or anything. But that's where there's a lot of people who are taking a supplement of some sort and pushing natty. Pushing the envelope that they're natty. Yeah. And that's when you get the unrealistic expectation.
I have zero problems. Like, I know people, like, I've got zero problems with anybody using whatever they want to use. As long as they've done the research and it's safe and they're not hurting anybody else, I have no problems with it whatsoever because you can get amazing results with it. That's not what I'm, when we're talking about particularly the social media side of it, is it false to try and say this is what I do to look like this when it's actually about 12 other factors that are hidden behind that. But it was more the social media or clickbait side of it, where if person X looks like this, selling it as a workout or maybe it's even a specific diet they're trying to sell. But if there's 50 other things hidden behind that we would know, looking at it going, well, he must be doing, or she must be doing this.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as a 20-second reel that shows you my back workout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just understanding that.
There's more information. Looking into it a bit further.
Pretty much.
Was there anything else in that you wanted to touch on, or?
No, not really. Just doing a little bit of research yourself and making sure that you're not having unrealistic expectations, especially you see a basic little reel post photo of a tiny touch of nutrition or a tiny touch of training, and it's basic, simple, not or more technical, and not using your basics, and just sort of understanding what's clickbait, what's not, and what's actually going to be beneficial for you. Not using the wrong information.
Without trying to sound like a dinosaur, don't look like that. If I'm going to say fitness coach, if the first thing you see on their video is what car they're driving, I personally, so people can do whatever they want, I'm less inclined
to listen.
Now, he, whatever, could be the best fitness coach in the world, but if that's the first thing that they're deciding is the best representation, that's how I feel about social media. because I've literally followed people where I've liked loads of the stuff that I've seen, and I've thought, like,
It's been
that's
really
cool
good
and that's
content.
great, and that's
Yeah.
a great way of explaining that. And then all of a sudden,
It
understandably, they
becomes-
build popularity and they get clout, and then you see them driving G-Wagon down the street, and that's the first thing they're talking about. And I'm like, it's almost like I feel like they've sold the soul to the devil.
Yeah, I get you on that one.
I'm not saying don't have that car. And so you enjoy the rewards of your success, but it doesn't need to be the thing that we see if you're in the field of this. I've never sounded more
dinosaur.
miserable in my life. But that's how I feel about it.
No, well, you sort of want to make sure that you've been following them for a while. They've been chucking out really good, informative content.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all you're seeing is car, house, everything else. That's not what you followed them for. You followed them for.
Because there's a way of being proud of all that stuff, which you should be, without it being taken over from the stuff that got you there, I think. See you, mate.
See ya.
To me, and
Yeah, okay. I get you on that one.
so I might hit a few people up and ask them what they think about social media, what they've seen, and maybe jot down a few questions that we could try and answer.
From people to do a follow up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yep.
Cool. Finished? Happy?
Yeah.
Magic. Done.